what the fans get.
Hey guys, well, thank you for tuning in to the Monster Addicts YouTube channel. So as you guys have seen, we just finished up with our main season. Congrats to Stick 'em Up on being our points champion. So you guys are kind of wondering, you saw that this is our racing video. Well, we're actually going to be doing a small bit of an award ceremony before we go into our racing endeavors and our championship series. So without further ado, Troy, we got some awards set for everybody that competed. I know we had some alias or weird names for other trucks out there, but it was actually only 4 of us that was actually running this entire tour. So myself, most of the time.
No, actually, most time was 3. Most time was 3.
Yeah, we have one member. He actually won a couple awards. Oddly enough, the few times he did show up. But yeah, so far for most of it, it was myself, Troy, our friend Jacob, and Mr. John Costin, or Indie Monsters, that all kind of came together and really kind of put this whole thing together. Troy organized the entire tour. He kind of put everything together. In my opinion, probably had some of the best looking trucks, probably not the best performing, but some of the best looking. No offense, Troy. We don't have any awards.
Can't argue.
We don't have any awards for show and shine, unfortunately, my friend. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into these awards. I believe our first award actually is our Save of the Year. 1 year.
Probably the biggest accomplishment of an award. It will be this one.
Yeah, I'm looking at our list here, man, and you are on here quite a bit.
I'm not on there as much as Jacob is. I think Jacob, he dominated everything there is. Excruciator, Stick 'em Up, Blue Collar, which was my truck that I guess you could say I sold to him, and then whichever truck I'm missing. I don't know what I named.
He sold it to him with like a hat and a stick of bubble gum. Well, anyway, our first nominee comes in at our Nashville event with Blue Collar dollars, actually kind of going over a bus stack and nicking into a ramp. Second up is a race between Dairy Air and Mountain Dew Frostbite. Dairy Air, after a race in Foxborough, flipping it over and gets it over into a sidewall save. Coming up after that will be Rodeo Red in Quebec, Canada, in a freestyle run. Kind of the back end kind of gets out from underneath of him, rolls it over. Somehow gravity takes over and puts it all back on for us. Mountain Dew come back again, and Salem, Ohio goes into a wheelie, sticks it on its nose, and just rolls and rolls, and somehow puts it back on all 4 tires, oddly enough. Coming up, Troy, is your truck. It's your main truck, Creaker, in El Paso, Texas, going over what appears to be the ambulance stack, kind of like a nice sky wheelie, putting it back on the sidewalls, onto the sidewall save, into a wheelie. I mean, absolutely beautiful, almost perfect the entire way around. Honestly, honest job. Then you got my truck, Dairy Air in Salem, Ohio. I love this truck. I know it's Gravedigger, but repainted, but hey, leave me alone. Kind of was trying to go for a slap wheelie. Sidewalls kind of got out from underneath me, and I did a double side rollover and somehow ended up on all 4s. Not sure how I was managed that. Then we got the other K5 Chevy Blazer, which is Devil's Reject. I love this truck, but it looks like ROR physics kind of got you there, Troy, and grabbed your rear tire and put you end over end. And then we got Jacob and his main truck, Relentless, in Foxborough, Massachusetts, his home track, I guess you could kind of say. Major Air. Looked like he was going for some side of a slap wheelie, but he managed to do some kind of a sidewall save, pulling out of it, no problem. Up next again is Blue Collar Dollars in Alberta, Canada. Again, we tried to do so many slap wheelies in this tour, but for whatever reason, we cannot seem to do a slap wheelie.
they were harder than the saves.
Exactly. So then coming back again, we got Excruciator in Hell, Michigan. We call this track Spooky Dookie. It was almost like a backflip attempt. The bus caught him and put him back on all 4s. We don't know how he managed to pull out of that one, but super awesome save for him. And then we're back to Creaker again in Alberta, Canada, with a what looks like a front flip.
Yep.
Put it on the sidewalls. A little bit of a sidewall donut into kind of a wheelie, and then back on all 4s. And then coming back in Foxborough, we are with Excruciator, Jacob's other truck. Kind of, I don't even know what to call this move, honestly. He was just like hitting the throttle, turning the truck wherever it wanted to go, and it just went and of all fours. And finally, for our save of the year, we have Stick 'em Up in our final event in Alberta, Canada. Again, kind of a wheelie, put it up on its nose, not once, but twice, throttled out of it, pulled out of the save with a win. So with that being said, all of our nominees, Troy, who came out of this entire category with, I believe there's like 17, 18 trucks that were nominated for this award. So who came out and won it?
Well, Creeker was close in second place with his sidewalls in El Paso, but Blue Collar with his sidewalls in Nashville would take the win and be your 2021 Save of the Year champion, Jacob Lobel, Blue Collar Dollars.
Is it kind of like a bittersweet, Troy, that a truck that you made for yourself that you didn't get to drive or compete in won this award?
Listen, it was kind of a trade of all deals. I got Steel Spirit and I loved it. He got Blue Collar, and he did the chrominess to it. So it was a win-win in both of ours. It's my truck. It's his win. Congrats to Jacob, but
good job, Jakey. Well, we're not done yet. We still got some more to go. So coming up next, in our awards here, we have the Crash of the Year, another very large category. Obviously, we're not professionals by any means. We drive these trucks like absolute assholes, and this category definitely shows that. So coming up first, speaking of Troy, is actually you, and probably one of the best trucks is Dump Rod in Alberta, Canada. And rigs being rigs, you kind of go up for this major sky wheelie, come down on the cage, just flipping all over the place. Very, it looks like it hurt, man. And coming up after that, we have got Relentless in Stafford, Connecticut. And again, just like going for a jump, back into the truck, kicked out, and it just tumbled and tumbled and tumbled all over the track. Kind of feel bad for Jacob after that one. I think he was dizzy. And then we got Steel Spirit, the truck you were just talking about, my guy, in Salem, Ohio, just full send straight through the air. And then I don't even know what happened after you hit. I don't even know what you hit.
Just low center of gravity it likes to just grip on everything. It rolls how it wants to.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of, we got another one of your trucks. We've got Devil's Reject in Las Vegas. I don't even know if you're going for like a kickflip, a backflip, or whatever, but you landed directly on the front end of that truck, and that just did not look like it felt good at all.
I don't think I could sleep.
This next one, we have got a race. Actually, it was a double rollover moment between Bayou Basher and Excruciator. Bayou just going end over end over end, and unfortunately wasn't able to come back for freestyle that event, but a tremendous crash out of Bayou. And then up next, we're way back up in Canada. Dump Rod going straight for the rafters. And again, it's almost a repeat from way back in Alberta, Troy. It's something about you rolling that truck in Canada.
I just need a shock tune. Clearly. Hopefully.
We've got another race here between Dairy Air and Steel Spirit in racing. Dairy Air taking the win, but unfortunately for Steel Spirit, just clipping that massive ramp and landed directly on the cage and rolling it after the racing lane. I think that was finals.
That was, I think that was semifinals, but still.
Speaking of which, we have another wreck in racing of Creeker in Quebec, Canada. You were racing against Blue Collar Dollars, and something happened when you went off the takeoff ramp, and you just absolutely end over end that poor truck. But Creeker's back again in Alberta with another wreck. This poor truck. Oh my gosh! It looked like you were almost going for a backflip attempt, not once but twice in this poor rollover, and just turtled the truck. I think that was after only a couple of hits. And then you got my other truck, Gone Postal, coming here at Las Vegas. I was shooting for the moon. I thought I had that truck tuned up to where I'd be able to land on all fours, and I just absolutely mad at it. And I think my RII switch may have got stuck because I did not stop after that. So then we got Relentless back in Hell, Michigan at the Halloween Spectacular. It looked like he was going for kind of a drift over the ambulance stack, but wasn't able to stick it. And we got my other truck, Dairy Air again. Which this one just made me mad. I'm going to be completely honest. It was just a simple van stack. That's all it was. It was just a van stack for the freestyle run. No big deal. And I just rolled it over. And finally, we have another we have another Steel Spirit wreck in Foxborough where you were racing against, I think it was Bayou Basher, and you just rolled and rolled and rolled almost into the stands. But unfortunately,
that was final round of racing right there.
That was incredible. But a bunch of, as you guys could tell, we all drove like absolute dickheads in this series, and we had a ton of fun doing it. But we could only come down to one winner for this category. Troy, I think you and I both agree that this is a well-deserved award given to this particular event. It goes to Bayou Basher Racing Against Excruciator in Hell, Michigan. That awesome end over end in racing. An unfortunate end for that truck in that event, but it was a spectacular crash.
You know, and another unfortunate thing was I was the one driving Bayou Basher because John didn't make the event. So don't trust me with your trucks. I'm gonna wreck it.
I think John had like some kind of appointment or something that night with I'm not even 100% sure. He just wasn't able to show up, so we had to fill in for him. That's kind of our rule. Like, even though we had to fill in for someone else's truck, we don't particularly get the points. Like, it's their truck. So if someone had to fill in for my trucks, which, by the way, my trucks, in case no one ever kind of put it together, my trucks were Derriere, Gone Postal, Super Plumber, and Rodeo Red, which those are my top four. If Troy or someone had to compete in my trucks, I would still get the perks of the points. You know, we don't try to negate or, you know, hurt someone's point chances because, oh, well, it's not my truck, so I'm just going to throw the race. No. Like, we run as hard as we can, as you could see, just to try and keep it interesting for you guys. And hopefully you guys enjoyed every single part of it. Without further ado, speaking of, this one kind of hurts my feelings a little bit, Troy, this next category. So we have Race of the Year, and we only have 4 nominees.
Hold on. Let me take this part. You want to know who those 4 nominees are? Austin Spence, race 1. Race 2, Austin Spence. Race 3, Austin Spence. Race 4, Austin Spence.
Which I believe I raced, most of these were against you, were they not? Because in race number 1 was in Alberta, Canada, versus the regular unofficially sponsored truck of the Monster Addicts Tour, the Mountain Dew pickup truck. Who was driving that truck in this event, Troy?
So it would have been me for the first 2 events, which would have been, or the first 2 races in here. And then I think the rest of the way was Jacob, and then I drove Hot Smalley, which was these were John's trucks. He never showed. We drove them.
And still got to give him the award for wreck, because, you know, a little bit of a bittersweet, but still, it was awesome that I had a truck that I wasn't really all that familiar with. And then we go into El Paso, Texas, like all the way at the bottom. I was losing this race like all the way through, and I just could not, for whatever reason, keep up. But for whatever reason, I thought I had him in the turn, but it was just way too close to call. I can't remember who won that. I think we gave it to Rodeo. Did we not?
Mountain Dew won El Paso.
That's right. Mountain Dew barely edged me out. I was so mad, but I was able to get back at the Mountain Dew guys, because when we got to Las Vegas, it was Derriere and Frostbite, and it was, that track, by the way, was just a nightmare for everybody to race. We could not dial anything down to, and as far as any kind of like, how do we turn into the corners or nothing. And I had a slingshot on John, and I barely edged him out by like maybe a quarter of a tire length. And I ended up side slapping the van stack, which kind of hurt me a little bit, but I won. That's all that matters. And then lastly was actually between you and me, Troy, with my my tribute truck to my brother in Nashville and Creeker, which that truck, you could ask Jacob if he ever gets in here and talk about this. I have had nothing but issues with the Super Plumber truck. It is super nose heavy. It does not like to steer. It does not like the corner. It has no power going in the straights whatsoever. So this race really makes me mad, because I was bus lengths ahead of Troy. I had this race in the bag the entire time. You can we're showing this footage right now. You can see, like, there is no way in hell I should be able to screw this race up whatsoever. We get to the final turn, and it's like, okay, I'm still a little bit ahead of him. I got this, you know, whatever. I clip the turn car. I clip the divider car, and Troy pulls away and wins. So mad.
Oh, man. dude, by a good inch or inch and a half.
But
just luck of the draw.
So you were the one that actually had to choose between these races. Which one was the race of the year? I thought the Super Plumber one was going to be the one that won it, because that was just, I was so mad. Like, I should have had that race in the bag from the get-go.
The only reason I did it was Derriere and Mountain Dew at Las Vegas. The only reason I chose that as a winner, because it was the only race we ever had to rerun because we legitimately did not know a winner. From me not being center and you guys having just the same exact runs, I had to choose that as a winner because it was the only one we had to redo. Other than rolling over in Montreal and having to redo that one. That was a mess.
Oh my gosh.
You brought in blue collar.
Okay, so this one, if you guys really want to talk about how poorly we all drive in the series, this is our freestyle of the year award. And I'm not gonna lie, Troy, this one kind of hurts a little bit because there's a lot of there is a lot of Jacob in this nomination list. Actually, there's some of you and there's some of me.
Oh yeah, a little bit of everybody.
So yeah, a little bit of everybody, but our very first nomination is Excruciator here in Hell, Michigan. We call this race the Spooky Dookie race because it was supposed to be a Halloween spectacular. I think it was the T-Ray Halloween spectacular. You can find it on Sim Monsters. And Jacob just, I think this was one of our first events of the season, if not the first. And Jacob just came out and was just, honestly, I was just like, there's no point in me even showing up, like coming into these events, because it was just seeing how Jacob drives. He's just like, screw it. Rigs are odd, physics are what they are. I'm just going to completely send this truck, and he ends up on his lid. Second up is Mr. Troy Lee and Dump Rod in Nashville, Tennessee, coming out very strong with a huge sky wheelie. This flip right here, dude, was awesome. I was honestly hoping you were just going to go for a wheelie and just kind of ride it out. I think you even told us that you weren't planning that at all.
That's what I thought was going to happen. And then that once that happened, I was like, all right, screw it. I'm going all out. Whatever happens is going to happen. I hit everything I could in my path, did everything I could, and then I just dumped it on the lid right here, going over the campers. Not the camper, the one camper.
If you even want to call it going over the camper, you kind of did this weird like Beyblade type thing, and you like roll it on its lid.
But hey, here's you.
Yeah, me and Edmonton, I was going for gold. This was I believe this was our very last event of the series, and it's like I won racing, and we already knew that Mr. Jacob and Stick 'em Up already won, but I was like, screw it, I do not care about points at this point. I'm going to do what I can to scare him coming into the championship, and I think I did a pretty good job. This was probably one of, if not my best freestyle attempt this entire season. I was giving it all I could. And I finally got that truck dialed in 110%. And I just wish I had it dialed in a little bit longer, because maybe, just maybe, Troy, I might have came away with a victory in the season.
You did, because that was the only double down of the tour. You did one racing and freestyle there, but here we are with Bayou Basher going for a whole forward momentum backflip.
Dude, that was insane. I could not believe he landed. By the way, John is driving in the show.
Yes,
like John actually showed up for this show.
This is how he drives when he's actually here. The other times Bayou Basher doesn't do good, it's when we're driving it.
Which is the funniest thing, because that truck is very well planted. That truck, I can't remember whose truck it is in particular. We had to kind of steal it off of Sim Monsters, but that truck is so planted. It is such a racer's truck. And then whenever we try to do anything freestyle, it just does not cooperate. But coming up after that is
Hotline.
Blue Collar Dollar in Edmonton. And not a terrible run. I don't know, Troy. What do you think? This little like side slap here.
Yeah, he I don't know. He was just going for a hell. He threw it out there. This was his fourth truck he got. It was just, it was a whatever truck. He was gonna do whatever he wanted with it. And he always ended up throwing down with it. I think he only had one bad run this whole tour, and that was in everybody's favorite Montreal. Here we go again with Austin, though. Rodeo Red, Montreal. Speaking of the devil, perfect save.
I did not plan that. I literally was about ready to just shut the truck off and just let gravity do its thing, because there's no way I could pull out of that. But for some reason, yeah, I shouldn't have done this. This was just, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great, this is gonna be cool, and then I'm like, I'm gonna do a backwards backflip, front flip, whatever, and it didn't work. So anyway, after that, we got Excruciator back in Salem again. This truck, Troy, I think I speak for all of us, but we all had like our one in particular team truck that we were most excited about in this tour. And none of them really did what we wanted to do. It was always our backup trucks that did better than the main trucks that we had in the field.
Look at that. Look at that. That's Jacob Lobo. This was our first show. It was the highest scored run that we've ever gotten. It was a 26 in Salem, Ohio. Jacob Lobo just doing his fucking thing. He's just going crazy. Mind everything worked in his favor.
So if you guys haven't watched that video, this backflip ramp that we had to deal with, Jacob, I believe, was the only one that was able to even come close to an actual backflip. Like, it was not set up right at all.
John with Mountain Dew was the only one to actually land a backflip. And here I am in El Paso.
Oh, Creaker. I mean, you would have so many good runs with this truck, dude. Like, I mean, this right here, this sidewall, and then you kind of go over the van, I want to call it a van or a bus stack, but you kind of have this weird, like, I'm going to go over sidewall straight onto a wheelie. I have no idea how I tried to recreate that. I can't. And then you hit it with a cage hit, front flip, still end up on all fours. Like, I'm honestly surprised. Did you win? Didn't you win this event in freestyle? Oh, you ended up.
I did, but I won it by 0.5 to blue collar, and the only reason was because every time I did good in Creeker, either stick them up or the blue collar would have to come up and one up me. But here goes Gone Postal Austin Spence with a great save already down in Stafford, going for, I don't know what you were trying to do here, but it was damn risky for sure.
Hey, it worked. It paid off. I think I got a pretty good high score for this event, but it was just a ton of fun. Like, it was just save after save. I wish I would have gunned it here to try to put it on all fours, but unfortunately, it is what it is. So, Troy, that is all of our freestyle nominees for this award. Who came away with it, man? I think this one kind of hurts you and me a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, the one that's not here right now, Jacob Lobo, Excruciator in Spooky Dookie, Hell, Michigan, with that just 10 out of 10 run. I don't know how it only scored a 25. He had saves. He had pretty much a backflip, but didn't land it. He had the air. He had the momentum. There was everything it was a perfect run. But
it really was an awesome run. And the thing is, like, we all judge our own runs because we know there's a lot of people out there that are extremely biased, especially some of us, to our own runs. Because you can have one guy that does like maybe 3 or 4 hits, and it's like, okay, 2, 3, and then the guy that just ran, he's like, I think that was a 7. No, that's not how it works.
Kind of sounds like you.
No, I would never do that, guys. But regardless, Jacob did absolutely throw down an Excruciator in that event, so he definitely 100% deserves that award.
Yeah, I can't even think of an event that Excruciator didn't have a badass freestyle.
It kind of hurts.
Not to discredit him, but I am pretty jealous of that truck and what he can do with it.
So after that, we have
Wow Factor. Air of the Year. Nope, we have Air of the Year. Then it goes Wow Factor.
Air of the Year. Oh shoot, I do not have the nomination. Yeah, so Troy, this is all you. Yeah, this is all you. Have fun. I'm just gonna sit here and relax.
All right, so Air of the Year was pretty. It was kind of repetitive. I won't even lie. First up, we have it was Relentless in Spooky Dookie, which he Leduc leaped it, got 3.02 seconds of airtime. And I want you guys to keep that in mind. We have Derry Air in Stafford. He got 2.29 seconds of airtime off the bus deck. Dump Rod in Nashville with another 3.02 of airtime. That's two so far. They're tied for the same like there. We have Stick 'em Up in Castrol, I think this is. Yeah. With 2.13 seconds of airtime. I think this one was. Stick 'em Up again in El Paso, which I thought this one was going to win. But again, he got 3.02 seconds of airtime. There's three right there. Three with the same exact time in the air. We went through and timed all these clips. Next up was Creeker in Montreal. I forgot what this one was. I think it was in the high twos, like 290 or something. Beautiful save out of that too. And then we have Gone Postal in Foxborough, which this one was another little bit of a tie between Steel Spirit and Gone Postal at Foxborough. A 2.4, I think this one was. And then Devil's Reject right here, 2.23 in Las Vegas with a huge sky wheelie going over the stadium. And then another one from Devil's Reject from Salem with another 3.02. Proud to have that award. Proud to call it mine. Las Vegas.
Rigged.
One place I was gonna do it. It was gonna be Las Vegas, my hometown. Austin, I know you didn't feel good about that one. I know Jacob, that one's hitting not very well with Jacob.
Dude, the whole thing with the massive air award was, it wasn't the getting air part that I was struggling with. It was the landing that I was struggling with. I would have the worst rebounds with my trucks to where I'd either just end belly up, or I am fighting for a good 5 seconds to get the truck on all four tires. It was not fun.
Yeah, if you really want to talk about rebounds, Creeker in Montreal was like my worst experience. There was not a single jump where that truck didn't go side to side to side. It's like, wow, I see a stupid thing. I got a good run out of it though. Didn't get to win, but that was one of the big air nominees. So glad to call that one mine. Devil's Reject. You can see it right there. All right, next we do have Wow Factor in Austin. You can take it away.
Oh my gosh, dude, where do we begin? This is
huge category.
Huge category. A lot of saves, a lot of like WTFs moment. It's like, so this is kind of like a combination category. We call it Wow Factor or Move of the Year. Like there's so much. So starting right off the gate is Mr. Troy Lee, a big sky wheelie and old dump rod, and Riggs being Riggs in the way that it is. Kind of had this like cage hit, flipping it back over. Then we go back with dump rod again in Nashville, and this was he was going for you were going for a wheelie and somehow managed to do a backflip, which was just awesome. Then after that we go to Excruciator back in Hell, Michigan. His little like side slap into the bus stack, this weird backflip, whatever you want to call it, putting on all fours. I think we called RII. I'm not 100% sure. And then I'm not even sure what the hell John was doing here in Mount. I think he was just like, screw it, I'm not really in this series that much. And he just like pirouetted. And when we came back to the call, he was just like, how the hell did I land that? But anyway, we go back to El Paso, Texas with a dual sidewall save in Mountain Dew. Absolutely beautiful. And then we got this in Relentless in Stafford, this absolutely walking it out in the air and then putting it over I believe that is a bus stack at the other end of the speedway. Relentless again with a corkscrew, a beautifully executed corkscrew, which we've never seen. No one's even ever attempted again in this tour in Las Vegas. Then we got Steel Spirit with a slap wheelie, walking it out into the ambulance stack, which doesn't put him over, it moves him. Does another like weird wheelie, and it like kind of half pipes in, puts it back up on the wheels, pulls in reverse, does another wheelie. Not 100% sure which way he was going, but he just kept it going. So then we got Sticky for the first time in Nashville, where he kind of does a big air wheelie, lands on the bus stack, does a front flip, keeps it going. Then we got Stick him up again in Castrol, major air, flying it over, has this weird save, slides on the sidewalls, puts it up on the nose, pulls out of it, completely saved it 100%. And then we got Stick him up for a third time in a row in El Paso, Texas, where he is just full throttle into the big, almost like a jammer ramp at the other end of the track. Again, a very bad rebound, kind of rolls it over. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to pull out of it. He was just kind of done right then and there. And then we got a different truck, which is Bayou with a really, really high forward momentum backflip in Las Vegas, which was absolutely beautiful. Then we got Creeker which this is by far one of my favorite saves I think you've ever done, Troy, in this truck, where you kind of did this wheelie. You had this really weird bounce over the I don't even know what to call it, the racing lane jump, and you did this basically a cartwheel, and then you do this sidewall save into a wheelie in El Paso.
Yeah, super soft suspension. I love what it can do.
And then we got yeah, I like to touch the sky in Derry, and then I don't even know what happened, man. Like I thought I could pull out of it, and then next thing you know, I'm over the barrier in the grass facing the opposite way. And then finally, we have your sister truck, Devil's Reject, in Foxborough with this like backflip onto the crush cars, which was just beautifully executed. Honestly, that was just perfect.
Cherry on top.
Just a little cherry on top just to finish out your freestyle run. But a lot of wow factors, a lot of like, you could call it wow factor, you could call it move of the year. I like to call it the WTF factor because
simple enough.
Yeah, to put it simply. But I think me and Troy are absolutely 100% in agreement as to who this award definitely goes to, and that is the corkscrew in Las Vegas out of Jacob Lobel in Relentless. That was beautiful. We loved it. I wish my camera when I was recording wasn't as glitchy, but it was awesome. I'd like to see if he could try to do it again. I doubt it, but we'll see. We still have our main championship coming up, so we'll see what he might be able to pull out this for that event.
A close second though was Bayou Basher with that forward momentum backflip. He was straight like he was over the stadium.
It looked like he practiced that a million times, but it was funny because like literally 5 minutes before that event, John never driven on that track, never did anything. I think he went to the finals in racing, and then he does that massive forward momentum backflip in Bayou in a truck that none of us could figure out how to freestyle. Not sure how he did it, but hey, you know what? More power to him. So Troy, I believe we only got 2 awards left. Am I right?
We do have 2 awards left. We have wheelie, and then I think we have probably my favorite category left. We'll wait for that one till after we do wheelies.
All right, man. So walking into our wheelies of the year, Troy, you do not have it up on the thing, so you're gonna have to walk through this one, my guy.
I will gladly walk us through wheelie of the year. Probably the lamest category we have.
Well, I mean, not many people really care about wheelies, unfortunately, nowadays. It's all about poppers and sidewall saves, and
it is
2-wheel skills BS that no one really truly cares about. If you truly care about the industry, honestly, let's just be honest, 2-wheel skills is just another excuse to break the trucks. But anyway.
All right, so first up we have Mountain Dew in Stafford. Goes for his first hit over the I think it's jammer stack. Perfectly executed wheelie. Definitely the best one of the tour. Probably not the most amusing, but still cool. We have Steel Spirit in Salem. Goes for a crazy rebound, bounces into a wheelie, doesn't even touch the chassis. Beautifully executed. Mountain Dew in Nashville, which he attempted like 18 wheelies in this stupid run. Goes for the bus deck. Does not treat him very well. Rolls it over. We have Dump Rod with a pops tire in El Paso. Goes over the bus deck. Greases it down. They slap wheelies out of it. Doesn't touch chassis. Doesn't touch cage. Doesn't touch the body. Mountain Dew, Frostbite, and Spooky Dookie. Goes in for big air. Gets a slap wheelie right out of it. Rode it over the cars. Turns around. You got Blue Collar in Nashville again. Don't think that was on purpose, but he knew where his truck was at. He wheelied down there perfectly. Beautifully done by Jacob. But I think, Austin, you picked, I
chose Mountain Dew, Frostbite, and Stafford. So since literally none of my trucks were in this category, because in case you haven't been paying attention, I can't wheelie apparently at all in any of my trucks. So I told Troy, I'm like, you know what? I'm choosing the winner in this category. And Troy, you were bashing on that run. It's like, not very impressive, not very whatever. I went by distance. It was how best. Vertical the truck was. So that was by far the best wheelie out of this entire category.
I won't argue with that.
So, Troy, I think you and I agree this final category, if anybody has ever played Rigs of Rods as a monster truck simulator, understands the true pain that comes with this award. And this isn't something that like anybody. This is kind of an award that nobody wants. That's the kind of the glory of this, is it not?
This is the real life Crash Madness award right here. The one that nobody wants, but if you get it, you're gonna take it. I don't even think Jacob wants to take this one. I'm gonna put it out there right now. This is the best category. Let's pull it up here. I haven't uploaded this one for you, Austin. First up, we have Devil's Reject in Salem. Stuffs it into the jammer stick, does a little 180, truck gets shuts off, pops a tire. Don't know what's going on with the rear wheels here. Bayou Basher also in Salem. A very sticky track, but also one of my favorites, where the axle gets pushed up into the chassis somehow. I don't even.
He didn't even hit it that hard. He didn't even hit it that hard.
He did not, but the chassis wasn't touching. He was still able to drive it. He goes over this ramp and it fixes itself. So that was, I mean, yeah. We have Dump Rod in. I don't like this wreck. I go straight into the dump truck or ambulance right there. Tire gets caught. I'm stuck there for a good 20 seconds. And I go for that wheelie. And then Blue Collar Dollars in Montreal. Ricky Bobby getting a little hungry, eating his entire axle housing along with those.
Through the cab. Straight through. We were cracking up when that happened. Like, we have no idea. We're like, Jacob, are you okay?
And we have Gone Postal in Stafford. This one jumps right into the ambulance, gets stuck. Another ambulance catching tires. Not a bad one. And then last but not least, Hot Tamale with his only nomination of the entire season was in El Paso and racing. Probably the worst racing event we had because of those stupid things. Still a good event though, but your beloved winner, Jacob Lobo, Blue Collar Dollars.
So the award, in case you guys haven't caught on, is just called the ROR moment of the season. Like Riggs being Riggs.
Yes.
Riggs being Riggs.
That's what it is.
Well, Troy, I think it goes without saying that definitely concludes our award ceremony. I mean, just kind of like your final thoughts, man. Like, what did you think about this entire season?
You know what? For 3 people, because we normally ran with 3 people. I think John showed 3-4 events. So we ran with 3 people. It was me. We got Austin right here. And we got Jacob that is not here right now. 3 people with 16 trucks. I think we nailed it, dude. I think we did as best as we really could have for 3 people, for me editing, working full time, for you working full time, going in between jobs, and Jacob doing Jacob's shit. I don't know.
Jacob just likes to sit in bed and order stuff off eBay, and I think he orders like Domino's every day or something. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Jakey. I love you.
Speaking of Jacob, he just messaged me on Instagram. Too bad he's not here. He won most of the awards. I can't even complain. He also won driver points. Austin right behind him with only a few points. I believe he was in the 350s. You got 330, 340.
Which correct me if I'm wrong, but did he finish the season with Stick 'em Up with a total of 69 points?
Stick 'em Up has 69 total points.
Nice.
Austin, you know what I said? Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. So, all right. Well, I gotta say, for a full season with 4 trucks I had to drive, I mean, it was an absolute blast. I seriously thank you guys for, even though we're a very small channel, we thank you guys each for tuning in and sharing us some love, listen to our shenanigans over our commentary and a lot of the trash talk. Probably some things that shouldn't be heard on the internet, but we're just some friends like that, just like to have fun playing with monster trucks because that's just what we like to do. But we seriously appreciate every single one of you guys tuning in. And a huge shout out to Mr. Aaron Frederick, who put some of these trucks together for us. Mr. Taurus Racer 13, super awesome guy. He gave us like an entire roster of trucks that we really didn't use most of them. But hey, they're still awesome. We might be able to use them next season. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, and not to mention, I've heard some rumors that some of these trucks that we saw in this tour might be going over to the other game, in BeamNG, so who knows? Maybe next season for Customs Tour, we might be on a whole different platform. So the crashes and stuff will be a lot more realistic. The saves will be a lot more realistic, and the shenanigans is only going to get worse from there. Let's be completely honest. We're not professionals by all means, but hey, we love doing what we do. So with that being said, guys, We only got 2 events left in this entire season. It is the championship, and it's not a world finals. We're not really calling this a world finals. We're not in Las Vegas for a world finals event. No, we are at the location, the venue where actually Monster Truck Throwdown goes for their final show of the year, which is Galot. Am I right, Troy?
We are in Galot Motor Speedway for Cinco de Mayo.
Which whoever designed that track, we kind of repainted it. I thought it was funny because Mr. Troy Lee here is Italian. I'm like, oh, we have an Italian track, Troy. He's like, no, it's Cinco de Mayo. Like, well, same difference. Anyway, meatballs, whatever. Meatballs, tacos, same thing. Anyway. Well, anyway, guys, so I'm gonna quit rambling and talking about the whole season. We have 2 more events. Yeah. Racing's coming right up.
You ready to kick some ass in racing?
Dude, I hope so. Like I'm still kind of bitter with Jacob kind of coming away with the point series, even though I kicked his butt in racing in the final event. So I'm really hoping. I'm just hoping I might be able to pull out a win or something in racing or freestyle. We'll see. But what about you? What are your thoughts going into it?
I know my team driver for Steel Spirit. Call him a team driver. It's really just me. I like to have a character.
He talks to himself, guys.
Yeah, I want to kick some ass in one of my own trucks, preferably. Hopefully, John shows up. But freestyle, I got some plans. I think it's gonna be a good show.
I think it's gonna be absolutely awesome. Well, guys, we're gonna quit talking. We're gonna get straight into the championship. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for racing. We love you guys. Thanks.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final event. This is the grand finale for the Monster Addicts Futuristic Tour. Event number 11 at Galot Motor Speedway. Kicking off with racing, we've got Rodeo Red, Old Boy Red, and Mountain Dew, driven by Kyle. Points champion being Stick 'em Up. Let's see who's really got the racing advantage here. Old Boy Red and Rodeo Red, usually known as a racer, but Mountain Dew has been stepping up his game lately. Let's see what they have. Drivers, are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Go.
Spoken like a true Motor City cowboy.
Mountain Dew, a little first off the line. Very even to the first turn. Very even through the turn. Rodeo Red might have a little bit of a cleaner turn, and he's about a truck length ahead right now. Getting a little nosedive. The first race win will go to Rodeo Red as Mountain Dew rolls it last second. He rolls it like 20 times. I don't know what the hell happened there. Old Boy Red getting the first ever win in the finals, with his new finale look.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in our second race of round number 1 here in the Monster and Addicts Championship event. These are our 2 most winningest trucks in the entire season. In the far lane, you have our point series champion, Stick 'em Up, facing off a Mother's Day special edition of Steel Spirit. And these guys are itching at the wheel right now to get it going. I think it's time to go green.
Ball.
Drivers, are you ready?
Yeah. After I itch my balls.
Go.
I itch my balls.
It looks like Sticky Icky is off the line first. Very even after the first set of jumps over the stack of 3 crush cars into the turn. Sticky Icky gets up on 2 wheels and rolls it over. Steel Spear, all he has to do is finish the race, and we'll be moving on to round number 2. A very easy victory for the team Square Body. Perfect executed turn there for that truck. Tough break for... he's just going to crawl across the line for you guys.
Help me! Help me! Come over here!
He's going to go
No!
through the competition.
Dude, cut it off right there. Right as he hits me, just cut it off.
Here we go. We got the first round racing bracket. First race I should say, set up. We have Rodeo Red versus Steel Spirit. But that's for next round. Right now, we have Kyle Mountain Dew Pickup versus the brand new Galot Special Relentless with just about every truck of ours into one body, along with the tires. Drivers, are you ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Go!
Oh.
Relentless first off the line. Looks like Mountain Dew might have missed a shift there. Whoa, Mountain Dew's cartwheeling towards the last line does not save it. All Relentless has to do is finish this race. Great final turn right there. Relentless will be your third race winner.
Good death metal intro.
Getting started with round 1, race 4. Gone Postal versus Creaker. The Haunted Blazer versus the Rusty Mail Truck. Drivers, are you ready?
The Rusty Chrome Mail Truck.
Yep.
It ain't chrome no more. You ready over there, Mr. Grape Juice?
Yes.
Go. Pretty even off the start. Gone Postal with about a tire ahead of Creaker. Pretty even coming into the turn. Creaker takes it way tighter. Creaker has about two or three truck lengths on Gone Postal, but Creaker's getting crossed up into the wall, one tiring. This might be a win for Austin. Oh, that was still a close. Oh man, Austin combos it up into that big step up. It was a close race, but I think it goes to Austin regardless because of Troy's one tire.
Bitch. Set up in round number 2. For race number 3, we've got Bayou Basher, Blue Collar, and we actually have Katie Spence driving Bayou Basher because John took a sick day. He's a little poo-poo sick. All right, Blue Collar, Bayou Basher, drivers, are you ready?
Yes.
Go. It's like Blue Collar ahead, but Bayou is not far behind. Bayou is gonna roll it. Blue Collar just has to finish this race. Bayou almost pulled out of that, but it looks like he's gonna kill some people. I don't know why the RI wasn't called earlier, but Blue Collar having a very clean lap. Going to end round number 2.
Here we are with the 4th race of round 1. That big Chevy ice cream truck and that big Chevy dump truck. Rusty and Dairy. Drivers, are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah, but this is the 6th race.
Okay. You ready to get mint chip tetanus? Drivers ready?
Yeah.
Go. Pretty even off the line. Dairy with a slight lead. Dump Rod is not far behind, however. Both with a pretty clean turn. Dairy is still a little bit ahead. Dump Rod getting just a little bit crossed up. He's still holding it together. Oh, he's catching up. This is going to be a good race. Oh, we got to go back for that. And both trucks are just fucking... Oh, what are you consecutive that? I don't... Okay. Good race, boys.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we have the results in from that previous race between Dump Rod and Dairy Air. It turns out Dairy Air won by a quarter of a tire length. It would be moving on to the next round. With that being said, we're going to move on to another round of racing. Coming out first from the pits, it is a brand new, all new body, special edition of everybody's favorite K5 Blazer. Devil's Reject rocking the awesome hot pink, kind of representing Mother's Day this weekend. And then, of course, in that other lane, Excruciator. Excruciator has been one of those tough competitors in racing and is going to be a challenge to beat.
No.
No, he isn't. You can hear the drivers talking smack from the pits, from the stands, ladies and gentlemen. As the trucks get lined up, we're going to get ready to go green here in racing. Drivers, are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go. Fairly even off the first jump, and it looks like it's straight even to the tabletop, but Excruciator looking like he's ahead by half of a truck length. First into the hairpin turn, but he goes a little bit wide, and Devil's Reject is right there in that hairpin turn. It is really even on that back straightaway. It's going to come all down to this final turn into the straight line. Oh, no. Excruciator gets up on two wheels, but pulls it back down. It looks like he might be pulling ahead, but he's losing it. Devil's Reject by a truck and a half will be moving on to the next round. Excruciator upsetted by Team Square Body.
Up next for the last round of round one, we have a battle of kind of orange trucks. Hot Tamale, that Silverado, and that F-150 Super Plumber, in loving memory of Blake Spence. Drivers, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go. Super Plumber with a tiny launch, just a little bit ahead, about a truck length of Hot Tamale. Kind of even coming to the turn. Super Plumber with a much better turn than Hot Tamale. Got about 2 or 3 truck lengths on him right now. Hot Tamale not giving him an easy race though. Going up, and Super Plumber's on its roof. Hot Tamale, unfortunately, and misses the jump. Not a clean race for either truck. Hot Tamale moves on to round 2, and he's fucking gonna put her over too. I don't know what these drivers are doing tonight. Just a bunch of dipshits. I'm gonna do a backflip.
I'm closest to the stands.
Getting things started here in round 2 after a crazy round 1. Austin Spence and Rodeo Red, or Old Boy Red and Rodeo Red, versus Stainless Steel and Steel Spirit. Austin crab walking over to his spot. Steel Spirit absolutely launching out of the pits. They're going to be pissed at him when he gets back there. Holy shit. Square Body versus Dentside. 2 very popular truck styles among us. Drivers, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go. Even start for both. Creaker getting a little slap wheelie nosediving.
Creaker.
Or stainless steel Spirit. Both with Rodeo Red with a better turn, but Steel Spirit's getting the slingshot here. Getting them in the straights. It's going to come down to this turn. Steel Spirit kind of takes it a little tight. And it's going to be Steel Spirit moving on to round number 3, semifinals here in Galot Motorsports Park, Benson, North Carolina. The finals, the fucking shit here, dude.
So after that crazy race number 1 from round 2, Steel Spirit with the slingshot, we have Gone Postal, Austin Spence, not Austin Spence, we have Larry Letterman, and then we have Jacob Lobo in Relentless. Getting lined up here, both having the same exact racing average, 1 racing win out of 6 appearances. So money is on nobody here. Drivers, are you ready?
Yep.
Sure.
Go. Even off the start, looks like Relentless might have shifted first. Even to the turn. Wow, crazy tight turn for Gone Postal, but Relentless is catching up already. Dead even right now. Still dead even. I don't know who's going to take it. Gone Postal by about 2 truck lengths. That was a crazy
How does it go from
close
I don't
race.
know who's going to take it to 2 truck lengths?
Yeah. Okay, so after that crazy race, both being dead even, Gone Postal and Relentless, Gone Postal will be moving on to the semi-final round. We're gonna make up the second race for the semifinals. Derriere versus Blue Collar. Austin Spence versus... Oh, shit! Blue Collar almost taking out Derriere right there. Ricky Bobby versus Austin in his main truck. Flashing those headlights, flashing those titties on that truck. Getting lined up very slowly, taking his sweet time.
Drop 'em out. Let me see them too.
Drivers ready?
Yep.
Go! Blue Collar first off the start. Looks like he's still ahead right now. Derriere gains the lead, so he has a better turn. Both having about the same turn. Derriere maybe a little wider, but dead even right now into the far straights. Blue Collar edging out a little bit. Blue Collar might have just had a one tire right there.
I did.
Derriere not going to get in front of Blue Collar, but I think the one tire will cancel it out.
That truck's floating off one tires.
Did you one tire?
Yeah, I one tired, but first round he also won because you one tired.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last race before we go into the semifinals of racing this evening. We want to thank you guys so much for getting it this far in tonight's racing competition. But without further ado, coming out is another square body K5 Blazer rocking the black and pink. It's Devil's Reject, followed by Hot Tamale. Both trucks just flying out of the pits. They're both ready to do battle, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you got? Is it going to be the Chevrolet Silverado in the far lane? Or is it going to be the old school badass black and pink K5 Blazer in the near lane, Mr. Devil's Reject? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers, are you ready?
Yep.
Go! Hot Tamale off the jump first, but Devil's Reject is right there behind him by maybe half a tire length. He can make up some ground. Oh no! Devil's Reject is in some trouble. Rear tire caught the end of that ramp and tumbles. All Hot Tamale has to do is just finish the race, and he will be moving on to the semifinals of racing. A tough break for the square body, especially in that brand new pink body. But nature of the beast. Ladies and gents, your fourth truck for the semifinals racing will be Hot Tamale.
All right, fans. I said all right. You heard it here. The rusty Escalade mail truck driven by Austin Spence. And the spooky square body driven by Troy, or by Stainless Steel. I don't know where the hell he's going. Oh, he's doing a little bit of intimidation. A little bit of domination. Austin, do you like being dominated?
My safe word is pineapple juice.
Okay. Pineapple juice. My safe word is banana. I don't think Steel Spirit knows where he's going.
There's somebody sitting in this lane in front of me.
All right. Drivers, are you ready?
Said
Yep.
alright twice.
All right. Go. Just a ever so slightly better start for Gone Postal. Steel Spirit wheeling into that ramp. It kind of hindered him a little bit, but they're pretty even. Actually, like, scary even. No, it's about a truck length for Steel Spirit so far. But Gone Postal's making it up. Takes the turn a little too wide. And Steel Spirit moving on to the final round. Can Austin get his other truck into the finals?
Pineapple juice.
Getting ready for the final race of round 3, our semifinals. Derriere 1951 Chevy panel truck, Chevy ice cream, and that 2009 Chevy Silverado Hot Tamale. He just cannot fucking line up for a goddamn shit, can he? All right, drivers, are you ready?
Yep.
Go. Slight jump for Derriere. Hot Tamale lagging a little bit, about a truck length behind. He's going to wheelie too, just like Steel Spirit. Derriere with a wide turn, but it was fast. Still in the lead ahead of Hot Tamale. Hot Tamale, and he's into the wall. All Derriere has to do is finish this race to get to the final round.
I killed somebody. We had our first casualty.
We have a medic going over there because Hot Tamale just having a fucking.
I gotta flee the crime scene.
Did you see a hauler fucking peel out of the parking lot?
We have our first casualty of the show. I gotta go.
Sure, you won't be our last.
Hi.
Hi, Katie. You're in the recording.
Stop recording!
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. You know what that means, folks. Final round. Get out here. I'm waiting. Come on. Chop, chop.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, I have some random blue guy in my lane.
Freddie Mercury is here in attendance tonight, playing live.
Even though we can't play the normal version because it's copyright.
And he's dead, so I mean. Alright. Ice Cream versus Ghost. Lactose Intolerance versus Eternal Damnation. Drivers, are you ready?
Yeah.
Shoot.
What are you doing?
Are we?
Austin just starts doing poppers. Alright. Drivers. Drivers.
Yes. That's me.
Are you ready?
Yay!
Yep.
Go. Now. Go now. Go now. Alright, Derriere with a slight hole shot, about a truck length. I don't know where he went through the ground for a minute there. Derriere quite far ahead of Steel Spirit right now.
What?
Getting some huge air really fast for both trucks. Derriere stole the decent lead, but a great turn for Steel Spirit. Derriere's your racing champion. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. He is, both of these trucks are just... Oh my titties.
Are you
Well,
sure?
we can go look at the replay because it was close. Both of you kind of hole-shotted that turn. Let's see Derriere.
Dude.
Cute looking truck. His face.
Alright, give us a little outro here, Mr. Racing Winner.
Oh, am I not getting interviewed as to how it feels to be a Monster Addicts first ever?
No, you're just giving us an outro, please.
All right, I'll do an outro. Let me know when you're ready.
I've been recording.
Oh, you have? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to sit here and thank you so much for tuning in with this episode of the Monster Addicts Racing Championship Tour. We thank you for being here along the entire length of the entire season. But don't go anywhere. We still have freestyle coming at you really soon, so be sure to stay tuned for all the chaos that's about to ensure. And remember, when in doubt, throttle out. Oh wait, wrong show. My bad. Keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. We'll see you next time.
Thanks to the.
I'll kiss you after that.
Thanks to the, those average 4 viewers we get per episode. We enjoy that. Don't check out Throttle Out. Check out Monster Eggs. I'm just kidding. Check out Throttle Out in about a month here when we kick off another tour.
Hey, you know what might be perfect?
Watch
If all
freestyle.
3 of us get a